I think why you could be seen as controversial is because you're a grinder, So I think you have a really good sense of people's motivations, what they're hiding, what they're trying to say, and you catch on those. And I think the way that talk shows are now is like, I mean, it's very informal, right? Like everyone comes in, they call in, and the way that we talk is mostly like how you would talk like at a barbecue or something.
Right.
So you're gonna hear all sorts of things. Like at a barbecue, I would call players, man, they're trash or this or that, not thinking that the player's gonna be next to me listening, and I would never say that if they were next to me because that's just rude. Right. So the players have to understand that that's what's going on here, right? I mean, of course, I understand, and I'm more mindful of that now because I know what Kinlaw said is like, hey, my family's watching, things like that. So then it makes you feel kind of bad about it. You're like, okay, I get it. You might have like a cousin or a nephew listening. It's like, hey, we're talking so much junk about Kinlaw. I mean, about my uncle. And I get that too. But at the same time, maybe it's not something that young kids should be watching anyways. But at the same time, I'm more respectful of that. I'm more mindful of that because I never thought players were listening to this stuff, dude. Like, really? Like, it seems like they're all listening at all times. Like, they don't miss anything. They might be your number one fan as far as being present, right? So
it's because they want to be talked about. They want to be talked about. They want to be praised. And here's the thing. I do praise players. My praise would be completely hollow and disingenuous if I didn't also criticize people. For the praise to carry weight, you also have to criticize people. That's why when I do my practice reports, there's the good and the not so good. If it was just the good, it wouldn't mean anything. Nothing.
Right. And then and then for sure. I mean, there's sometimes everyone has to be honest. Like, I've been listening to you for a while now, and there's certain times when you go too hardcore, and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to listen to this. Like, it's like I go in moods. Not, you know what I mean? It's just like sometimes you just don't want to listen to it. It's like,
it's my team you're talking about there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, but you always will bring up topics that need to be said, and you get every single thing. Like everything that can be covered, you have a good knack of bringing that to the forefront. They probably hate it. They hate it. And another thing why it's so successful on the Niners too is that they're so vague about everything. So of course you're gonna make up your own crap. You're digging. Just like and the national media, we saw that. Like what we talked about with Trey Lance, why are they talking so much junk? Is because you guys are not saying enough. So they're gonna make up their own stories, right?
Yeah. So if you don't tell the media what to say, they'll figure it out on their own.
Right. Yep. So and compared to the national media, like as far as when they go off base, you don't even come close to that. As far as just being off base, like every time that you hit on something, there's even the far-fetched ones has a grain of like truth that could be had there. Like, hey, is it you? Because you're speculating yourself, right? And people don't understand that. It's like when you're going off and you're speculating, some people think that you're saying that as gospel when you're really just, hey, this might be it. I don't know for sure. It might be it. And I think that's where a lot of people, that's what they don't get about you, right? And that's why you're so easy that you can come off of one of your topics when you're shown that you're wrong or you got it wrong on that, you admit to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people don't get.
Yeah, I feel like every person tries, like every content creator tries to build himself as the one person who's always right. Hey, I have a much better perception. No, you don't. We're all wrong sometimes. But everyone's like, did I mention that I was right about this and I was right about that? It's like, no one cares what you were right about. Tell me what you were wrong about. That's more interesting.